Hi everyone, my name is Coffea, and I'm here with Cheris Monique, and she is going to tell us a little bit about her journey, and we're going to hear more about this lovely show she has called Stilettos to Stilettos. So I'm so happy for her to join us. Let me tell you a little bit about her, and maybe she can fill in some gaps.
Sure.
She's the owner director of Jumpin' Jacks Learning Center. That's correct. And
Yes,
the
correct.
founder of Rebuild Your Life. So you are a coach, an educator, um, teacher. Fill me on some more.
Oh
Actress.
my, oh my goodness. Sometimes when I go down the list, I'll be like, hold on, is that me? And one of the important things about the my titles and the things that come after my name, these are things that a lot of the things I just accomplished. So when we say rebuild your life, like that's real life to me in real time. So yes, I am a early childhood educator. I am a confidence coach. I am a certified life educator. I am a licensed social worker. I am an author. I am a daycare owner. Um, I do have a youth empowerment program, Ran Role Model Society. So yes, Miss Coffee.
And so a lot of people assume if you have a long list and you're seems like you're doing it effortlessly, that it is easy. So how does your day how does your day go smoothly with all those things on your list to do?
Well, how I keep my life running smoothly. Because as women, we always have a to-do list. We always have a running list. The list
Right.
never ever stops. It's always a running list. And I'm the type of person where I do not like to feel overwhelmed. I do not like unnecessary stress. And I like to feel like I have it together, organized, even if it's a lot. Even if it's a lot, if I feel like I have it organized and in place, it makes me feel better and it gives me a sense of relief. So how I do that is by planning and journaling. I write everything down. I live by planners. I got 1,000 of them. I have planners that I've had for like 10, 15 years ago that I can go back and look at that are like literally date stamped. And it's like crazy.
Wow.
It's like crazy. Like, oh my
You're like, why
God.
did I do that?
Like you sound, what did I write down? You sound so stupid. What was I thinking about? But then there are, goals, that I have written down and things like that. Besides like this journaling about life and day-to-day stuff. Like there's goals inside of these pages and dreams. You know what I mean? The
Mhm.
goals and the dreams is the real surreal things that I love to go back and look at. So planning, using my planner, writing stuff down. That's how I manage. That's how I keep it all together. That's how I try to keep it all together.
So you remain confident in making this journal. Do you usually coach other people to create the same type of journal, and does it help move them forward with building their confidence?
Absolutely. That's one reason why I created my own journal and planner, which is the Rebuild Your Life Journal and Planner, is because that's what I strongly felt confident in with coaching my own self to whatever my dreams and goals are. We all have different dreams, different
Right.
goals, but we could all follow the same system. You know what I mean? We could all follow the same system to get to, that ultimate, destination. And I have coached people, and I started out coaching young girls just to believe in themselves. I have a empowerment program for girls, Rain Role Model Society, and it started out kind of with that. You know what I mean? Just teaching girls to believe in themselves, build up confidence. But it's like after you tell them to believe in themselves and build up confidence, they need tools and strategies too. So,
Right.
so as I rebuilt my own life and coached my own life, I took the things that helped me, and now I have my own products to help other people.
Okay. So with this journal, we know it's not an easy task, especially you had a long list of things to do. What was your first step with creating this?
With the journal,
Yes.
hmm. What's so funny was that wasn't on my plans. Like my initial plans, I want to say when I reinvented myself, because it's like, where do you start? Like, where do I want to start to say,
Okay.
with this journal? It's like, where does it start? And I say when I reinvented myself, when I rebranded myself, and um, I felt like I wanted to take me serious and take my life serious.
Okay.
And after I did that, I had like initial goals that I wanted to do, like an initial plan. And then once you start, things change. The
Hmm.
plan changes, you take a detour and then new ideas come into play. You know, today it's all about being creative and visionary. So
Right.
and then when you're an entrepreneur, your brain just moves nonstop. And then for me, with the goal of just always having this sincere passion to help others, I'm always thinking about something that's going to help somebody else. The podcast is really to help other people. Um, my program for girls is to help other people. My degrees are to help other people.
Got
Everything I do is to help other people.
it.
So it's always surrounded around that. So that's kind of how the journal came into play, because it was like, why don't you create your own journal and planner? Because this is really what got you to where you are today. A
Awesome.
journal and a planner, like literally a journal and a
It's
planner. And
comforting knowing that you actually use it as well, because you're right, we're all over the place. We have so many things going on a day, and then you forget. I mean, when I used to write things down, I would lose the journal. I
oh my goodness, yes,
would
yes.
lose the journal. That's how
Lose the journal.
frustrating the day would be, right? So, what is a leadership lesson you learned through this rebuild of your own life that you usually share with your clients or your students?
It's just really, you know, and I don't want to make it seem like it's so easy, because it's not easy. It's a task. It's an everyday task. It's a conscious task, and it's something that you really have to be intentional about. And being intentional, it takes like work and sacrifice, and it's just having the right thoughts. You have to get rid of the stinking thinking. You have to get rid of the self sabotage energy. You have to have the right mindset, and it really starts here. Once you get the right thoughts, the right pattern, and I don't want to say mindset, because every time I talk, every time I do an interview, somebody that you ask this question comes up in some form or fashion. Like, this question comes up, and I always have the same answer, like mindset, mindset, mindset. So I'm like, Sharice, change it around a little bit. So it always starts with like how you think, how you
Mm,
perceive, how you receive, you know what I mean? How you perceive information, how you receive information. Can you take constructive criticism? You know what I mean? Um, what is your thought process? Are you optimistic? Are you pessimistic? Like, are you negative? Are you toxic? What are you? You know what I mean? It takes a real, you have to
right.
look in the mirror. You look in the mirror and take a harsh look at yourself, because we could go on social media and go outside in front all day long. But when we look in that mirror, we gotta be honest with ourselves. You know what I mean? We can't lie to ourselves. We can lie to everybody else. So
True, true. True,
you
that's a great way.
period.
Yeah, that's a great way to lead. And it seems like you're leading by example. So, what type, walk me through like the jumping, I mean, the younger women's program. How does that, what tools are you giving them? Like, in what
Okay,
ages
so
do you help with those?
Okay, so Rand Role Model Society, that's the name of my empowerment program.
Okay.
And I really don't highlight that as much, because I'm so busy doing other stuff that I do not put enough energy into that. I do still do work with girls, and it's on like a contract basis. People will call me out to do programs, they will call
Okay.
me out to speak. But it was once upon a time where I was running the program year round, 2 sessions a week, fashion shows,
Mm,
photo shoots, because the program is surrounded around modeling, fashion, and photography, because that's what I once wanted to be. Like, I wanted to be a model. Like, I wanted to be on TV and
yeah.
magazines, and
And still
this
can.
and still can, period. Like that, and still can. And still can. And that's one of the things that I am trying to show other people. Like, listen, it
Okay.
is never too late. I don't care what they say. I'm a living proof of it. It is never too late. But I had this girls program that I started after I couldn't model no more, because I used to model. I've been on TV, I've been on Law and Order, When Life to Live. I did done stuff in my earlier years of my life, and God showed me, like, do not let your circumstances dictate your destiny. Because I was in New York, I was in New York Fashion Week, I was doing stuff, leaving from right here in little small Wilmington, Delaware. So God showed me you could do it. I wanted other little girls to believe that same thing. You know what I mean? You don't necessarily have to want to model, but All it takes is confidence. So I took my modeling skills and turned that into a program.
And
And
what
that's
was the
basically what I did.
and I know you still probably do that with your journal and with the things you're running now. So what are the pillars you live by now with that confidence?
Mindset.
Confidence.
First of all, mindset. And it's all in the journal, guys. So listen, if you are on under the
You
sound
gotta
of
get
my
the
voice,
journal. We trying to get a
go
little
to
bit
the
out the journal.
listen, you know what? I ain't gonna give y'all all of it because then y'all ain't gonna want the journal. You know what I mean? Y'all not gonna
Right,
want to pop
right,
up and
right.
buy the journal. But there are pillars in the journal, starting with mindset, confidence, identity, and it takes you through a whole blueprint of rebuilding. My Rebuild Your Life journal is this not a journal, the journal and planner, because it's two books. It's a planner and a journal. You could use the
Okay.
planner during the day and you could use the journal at night. And in both of these books, there are prompts. So if you like to journal, if you want to journal and you possibly don't know what to journal about, there are prompts in the journal that will help you. In
Got
the
it. Okay.
planner, there is a whole heap of coaching information in the planner and coaching information throughout the planner to hold you all the way accountable, from back burner dreams, vision boards, goals for the week.
Mm.
This to really hold you accountable all throughout your life. And it's no dates in the journal. So you know how you said sometimes
Oh,
you
okay.
start it and
Yeah.
you lose it, then you gotta pick back up. It's no date. So if it's
Yeah.
okay if you are not consistent, because you can pick right back up in the month, the date where you left off, and and keep going. That's what you do with journals. You start, you stop, you start, you stop, you start, you stop. But you always have that tool there to keep you grounded, to keep you focused, to keep you on track.
Okay. What is the most common thing you hear when people tell you they struggle with rebuilding?
A lot of people are scared. You know what I mean? They're scared to just step out there. They're scared to try. They think no one is going to support them. Um, with rebuilding, a lot of people are more so seasoned or older or mature when you talk about rebuilding. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So a lot of people might feel like they're too old, like their time has come and gone. They can't do it no more. The time has passed. So that's what I get a lot of. I didn't think I could do it, but when I see you doing it, yeah, I believe in myself. Or you're just so positive, like the things you say. How do you balance all this stuff? How do you do this, that, and that? I'm like, everything. A lot of those titles I say, I just did that in the last 5, 6, 7 years, and I'm have a
Okay.
48th birthday coming up. And
Ooh.
a lot of my goals and dreams, I just literally accomplished them like in the last 5, 6 years.
Well,
Like literally,
congratulations, because
literally.
because a lot of people are afraid. Fear holds you back from a lot of things. So to see you just taking it and running with it, congratulations.
Thank you.
I
Thank
see you
you.
also have like-minded people on your show, from steel toes to
Yes.
stilettos.
Yes.
And I like to see that grow as well. So what is your fascination with that? Because it seems like you share stories as well as coach them on the show. What was the motivation with that?
Because I just want to be on TV. I want to be on TV so bad. So I was like, I'm going to create my own TV show, be my own talk host,
Ain't nothing
period.
wrong with that. It's wonderful.
Uh,
What
that's really
is
the
like
big, that's it though.
since you share, since you're transparent about your goals, what's the goal with that? Like, what if they can give you your thing today and say, Cheris Monique, what do you want? This your wishes are granted. Would you rather have the show? Would you rather do acting? Would you rather do modeling? Or you just like, you know what, this is my 10 things I need on my list.
If I could have it my way today, I would definitely elevate the podcast, or not, or I could see myself having my own talk show, like the next Tamron Hall. Like when I see Tamron Hall, because she, we got the shortcut and
Yeah.
she's a black woman, and I see her on, daytime TV. I'll be like, yeah. And I always, that's just a desire of my. TV hosting is always, give me the mic. You know what I mean? You can give me the mic. Public speaking, those type of things are things that fulfill me. And with it's when it's a passion and purpose behind it, and then it's like even better. It's like the icing on the cake. So you give me my own talk show, I'll be like, yes, yes, my
We'll
own
be
talk
good to
show.
go.
Or um maybe even Miss Coffee, maybe even like a life coach or confidence coach on some of these ratchet reality shows. You know what I'm saying? I can see
Oh
myself
yeah,
on one of that. I can see myself doing
I can
something
see
like that.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, in 3 words, how would you describe the woman you're becoming?
Resilient. Um, resilient, like unstoppable,
Okay.
and like fearless.
Okay.
Cause that's how I feel, and that's how I want other people to feel. Like once you realize you can, once you conquer a couple things that you feel like that you never could do, you feel like you
Right.
could do anything. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you could do anything, y'all. So this feel me on that. Relentless, fearless, courageous, and it's all about building confidence. Whether I do another thing, I feel like I can do whatever I want, whatever I
Right.
put my mind to.
I see that. So when the cameras are off, what keeps you grounded? When you're off social media, when you're not doing the show, what says this is the real Cheris Monique? This is what's gonna keep me grounded.
God for one, having a relationship with God, that is um key in my life.
Okay.
Making sure I maintain a spiritual sense, first and foremost, like above all things.
Mm.
And second of all, just living and practicing what I preach. I think it's really, really important for me to be who I say I am. When you see me online and offline, I am that person all the time. And that's very important to me because that represents, good character. It
Mhm.
represents being authentic. It represents being real and, loyal and just being a good person. And that's just what I try to be on, off and online. And just really always in that. I'm always in like a coaching type of mode. So
Okay.
I really don't change. And when I change, it throws me off. It throws me off because I'm really the same all the time. Even if I might be having a bad day. I'm always trying to,
Okay.
build up other people, but sometimes I have bad days too. And I'm not always feeling it, but it's just something that's in me. It's just something that's really, really in me. And I have to sit back and be like, wow, like, and just really just be humbly grateful and just thank God for it. You know what I mean? Thank God for the resilience, thank God for the mindset. Thank God that I have, some of those inner survival skills that help you maintain, when the cameras are off, when nobody's looking, and still being transparent about it because, sometimes I cry too, break down, cry, gotta
Okay.
surrender, gotta pray,
Do
and gotta do
you
all that stuff.
when you're in that space, do you have someone to coach you? Do you have a mentor that kind of guides you on this journey as well?
I do have people I can call. I
Okay.
definitely have spiritual people I can call. I do have friends which is good too. I do have friends who we all, are there to spiritually uplift one another. And that is, definitely good to have, that village that you can call on when you need them. But I do a lot of work by myself, and I just think that's just my personality. I do a lot of inner work, and I do it all by myself, all alone, and then I just pop back out like.
Has that been a challenge for you in maintaining having to coach someone? Like sometimes if you're not in the mood and this, you have to make someone else feel positive about this stuff. Does that create a challenge for you?
No, nope, not at all. I realized this recently. Um, an idle mind is not good. An idle mind isn't good. So when you're in a space where you can constantly, you know what I mean, use your brain, and your brain is always moving and thinking, especially if you're in a positive space. If you're in a toxic space, I wouldn't say so much so. But if you are surrounded by like-minded people, if you're around positive energy, that's going to keep pouring into you. So it will help fade out what you're going through. And those are some of the things that I learned just coaching myself. You know what I mean? Like, okay, this is a strategy. When you are not feeling good, when you are feeling down, when someone has made you mad or things aren't going your way, these are the things that you can do. You need to start surrounding yourself or put yourself in a space where it can be poured into you, whether it's music, whether it's people, whether it's church, whether it's the pastor, whether it's your friends, whether um, it's reading, and it's this a way this to keep your mind not idle, so you don't have time to think about what you're even upset about, even what you're going through, even learning how to deal with it and get over it too. Because I'm not a person that is a if it's a problem, let's get to let's get to the answer. Let's get to the result of it. So that's another reason why I'm not a pity person type of girl. Like, cry for a second, then we getting back up and we putting on them steel toe boots and the hard hat and let's go. Because
Staying confident, giving communication. Seems like you communicate a lot and very clear with what you want and where you're going. Would you say that's correct?
I think so. I
Yeah.
believe so. Very much so.
So let's finish this sentence. A confident woman is
A confident woman is a confident woman is a woman who knows her worth. A
Mhm.
confident woman is a woman who knows she doesn't know it all, but still knows she can figure it out. You know what I
Okay.
mean? A confident woman is a woman who is going to go get the job done, regardless of what it looks like. You know what I mean? A confident woman will pass the test and don't know nothing that's on the test, but she knows she gonna study her butt off to pass it. You know what I mean? A
Mhm.
confident woman said, I might not got the qualifications for the job, but I know how to rig this resume up and make it look like I got it. Like, you know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's a confident woman. Confident women gonna put those meals together in the kitchen for them babies. Like, it's confident women all over the place. And we gotta give ourselves grace and give ourselves pats on the back sometimes, because even though we might not be making the moves that we want to make or doing the things that we necessarily want to do, we are still living in the times where we are showing up for ourselves and for our family. We gotta give ourselves pats on the back for that.
Okay. I agree with that. Can we look forward to a second journal, rebuild journal? Any works or talks of
You know what? I've been thinking about making an app.
okay.
I'm trying to do one thing at a time. I think I'm, in the process of, like, I want to slow down a little bit and focus on the podcast and focus on specific parts of my brain, because it's so much to do. And like I said, when you're a visionary and a creator, you'll be trying to do something every other month, like a new idea, a new this, a new that. And it's like, okay, I got the daycare and I have the podcast, and these are like my primary businesses. These are my primary brands in my life. And I've been thinking about this app, Coffee, and it's this
Okay.
a app to keep you focused, to keep you on track.
Okay, we
And I
need
don't
that.
not know why. I do not know
Have you focused on the app to focus?
why. I'm like, maybe I could do that next, like a app, like a rebuild your life
Well, if
app.
it's tied into the journal, we are here for it. We appreciate it. We're sure you can add, you can be able to add little
Yeah,
notes for people to
yes,
go daily with. And you
yeah,
seem like you would keep us like you are a cheerleader on the sideline. So we appreciate if you can create that kind of system, because then you can always, be integrating that as well. You can be our online coach through this app. So I'm gonna
yes,
make sure I
yes.
check on you.
Please do, Miss Coffee. I appreciate it. This was a great interview. You are a great interviewer. Great questions, and I really enjoyed it. I
Thank you.
really
I
enjoyed
only
it.
have one more thing. I like to get quotes from our
Okay.
guests. So what is a quote that gets you through the day? I'm sure you have tons of them, but one that can get somebody up and moving around to stay confident.
Okay, so I got like four signature quotes in the planner. And one of my infamous quotes is, do not let your circumstances dictate your destiny.
Okay.
Like, that's one of my infamous quotes. Do not let your circumstances dictate your destiny. And I always like to say, you gotta lace up your boots and put on your hard hat. I was in construction. That's why the name of the podcast is Still Toes to Stilettos, because I was also in construction. Construction helped me find a space of financial freedom to chase my dreams and goals. So hence
Okay.
that's the name. That's why the name is Still Toes to Stilettos for the podcast. But literally and figuratively, I wore personal protective equipment in construction.
Okay.
And every day we walk out the house, we still putting on that PPE, that personal protective equipment when we go outside
Mm.
to protect ourselves, and like a a figurative sense. We putting on glasses to protect our eyes. We putting on hard hats to protect us. We putting on steel toe boots, and that's the armor we got to go wear it. Sometimes when we go outside, put on our steel toe boots because we have to fight the elements of life. Of the world, you know what I mean, to make sure that we come back home, we make it back home, and we still standing strong. So we gotta lace up our boots and put on our hard hat, y'all, girls.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank